How many of us collect things? Clearly, it's a lot. Dolls, tools, quilts, artwork, classic cars, and countless other things are commonly collected. And of course, there are some more unusual collections, some of them worth a lot of money. 207's Don Kerrigan is here with the story of one man we already knew who turned a collecting hobby into a second career. Hey, Don.
He did indeed. Hi, Sam. We are talking all-terrain vehicles, ATVs, big, kind of loud, and lots of fun to ride. And it turns out that there are people who collect some of the oldest ones from the 1970s and 80s. John MacDonald found that out, and in a way, it changed his life.
Nothing I have is new. This is 30 years old.
John MacDonald has spent a lot of time on these machines. He played with ATVs as a kid, then used them for work as a grown-up. That's because he spent 25 years as a Maine game warden. MacDonald retired in June and now has his own business, dealing in old dreams.
14 years ago, we took an idea and turned it into an industry.
Honda invented the three-wheel all-terrain cycle, now called ATVs, and MacDonald has loved them from the start.
For me, it was going to the local Honda dealer, getting the brochures and feeling and touching them and bringing them home. And I wanted them all.
And all these years later, he has them. Some at least. MacDonald now makes his living buying and selling old Honda three-wheelers.
So anybody that sees this, that knows these things, usually loses their mind over it.
But he's not dealing in just any old machines. His specialty is perfect ones, like this, a 1985 Honda 350, about as close to brand new as it can be.
And you had one of these?
I did. I had one brand new in 1986.
Because these machines are now valuable.
What is this machine worth on the collector market?
I've sold some this year, not this particular model, but rare models for close to $40,000.
You heard right. He says there are collectors around the U.S. and overseas who treasure these first ATVs. But in the late 1980s, four-wheelers took over because of worries about safety. Now these are collector items. It's a small but high-end business powered by memory.
You know, sitting on this thing and kind of looking at it, when I get in this position and look at it again, all these memories kind of flood back in about what I used to look and see and feel. And
it was a world MacDonald never knew until about 12 years ago when he bought an old but good three-wheeler online for fun, and a year later decided to sell.
I put them on the place to sell them at the time on the internet, and people went crazy. And at that time, I sold one of them for the highest price eBay had ever gotten for a three-wheeler, and it sold to a person in Dubai.
The collector community had his attention.
It just opened up this whole new idea that these things are incredibly valuable.
That world includes one of MacDonald's good customers, Wayne Schmickley from Colorado, who talked with us by phone.
We're obviously into collecting, rare and try to find the best of the best items. And I guess that's what probably drew me to John, because he had such an eye for detail. He knew where all the good stuff was.
He has a huge collection of old vehicles, and he says about 20 classic three-wheelers. Remarkably, MacDonald says collectors do not ride or even run these machines.
I've only sold to one person that I can remember that said, don't fix it up too much because I want to trail ride with it.
The best ones, and they are rare, have never even had gas in them.
But this one here is one of two known in the world that is still new in the crate.
Like this current prize, a brand new 1986 Youth Side four-wheeler still in its shipping crate, sold to him by a collector in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, it's a holy grail, we call it, in probably about any collecting category, but to have a new in the box never started, especially from Honda.
MacDonald says in 1986 it cost around $800. Now he expects a buyer will pay over $20,000.
So most of what I have here is from dealers.
He also gathers rare items that old ATV collectors will cherish. Brand new original tires, helmets from famous three-wheeler racers,
I got one that's super famous.
even this brand new gas tank from a 1983 model. When he really wants to ride nowadays, John MacDonald cranks up his trusty old four-wheeler. But
They're more versatile. I think as far as fun goes, they're not nearly as fun.
memories can be powerful things. 40 years ago, those machines ignited a passion for John that's never left him. Now, he keeps finding new people who want to share it.
Now, as we mentioned in that story, those three-wheel ATVs fell out of favor in the late 1980s because of fears that they were inherently dangerous and might roll over. Manufacturers just stopped building them. John MacDonald says those fears really are groundless. He says he's ridden them a lot, never had a problem, and that if people get properly trained, they should be just fine. That, of course, is clearly not an issue with the ones he sells.
No.
Because people aren't going to ride them.
No, and all I could think of is like being a kid who gets like the present on Christmas. You know, it's all in the box. You're so excited, and
Yep.
you must be so excited to have that ATV, never ridden.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And I asked him, I said, if you could get one for yourself,
Yeah.
would you still like to ride it? He said, yeah, but it would have to be kind of old and beat up. And he said, my wife would have to let me do it. But it's amazing. Worldwide market for those things.
Yeah,
Who knew?
Who would have thunk an antique ATV market in Dubai?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Great stuff, Dawn. Thanks so
Thanks.
much.